Hey again, world history students. It's time for another smart lesson from me, Mr. Sunday, your world history teacher. The last time we were together, we were talking about how the new dynasty in England came about. It was the Stuart dynasty, thanks to this guy right here, James I. He is going to be the king of England, and he is also the king of Scotland. So we got England and Scotland. He's the king of both. Now, if you can think back a long time ago when we were still in the classroom together, we talked about how King Henry VIII was a really devout Catholic, and then when he couldn't get a divorce, he decided to start his own church, the Church of England, and he forced everybody to join his church. And then his daughter became the queen, and she was very Catholic, and it switched back over to being Catholic again. And then Queen Elizabeth came along, and she switched it all back over to Anglican again. All right, then James comes along and gets the throne. Now, James has a little bit of a problem because he comes from a long line of Catholics in Scotland. But he's going to be the king of England now as well, and everybody in England is used to being Anglican. And there's another problem. There's been a new religion that's kind of taken over Scotland by storm. It's called Presbyterian. I can't even spell the whole thing on here. I'll just abbreviate it. So now Presbyterian is kind of taking hold in Scotland. Anglican is going on in England. He was raised a Catholic. People in England are pretty confused. To top things off, there was a really strong movement of Christians in England who decided Church of England and the Catholic Church, they're practically the same thing. Not really much has been changed about Christianity. And they wanted to get all back to basics. All they wanted was a church with some pews and a minister just preaching to them. They wanted to purify the Christian faith. Therefore, they called themselves, you guessed it, Puritans. Wow, James I has a lot of different religions to try to keep happy while he's being king of England. Now, in order to assert his authority over all of these faiths that are being practiced within his two kingdoms, he gets his scholars together and they go to work revising something that every one of these religions will use as their handbook, and they came up with the King James Bible. Basically what this book does is it kind of asserts the English way of doing things as being the authority in the church. And we'll all know this because it uses the these and the thys, like thou shalt not kill, honor thy father and thy mother, hallowed be thy name. It uses the English the way it was spoken in England during the time of King James. So the main contributions of King James to English history is he was the first member of the Stuart dynasty, and he contributed by having the King James Bible put together for Christians all around the world to still enjoy today. Then, after he passes away, the throne stays in the Stuart dynasty and passes on to his oldest son, Charles I, and the Stuart dynasty shall continue. That's all we got for today. I'll give you another one real soon. Take care.